What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. Hope you guys are doing well on this Victory Monday. I wish I was doing a little bit better, but at the very least, it is a Victory Monday and not a Hangover Monday. That would feel a lot worse. And there's obviously plenty to talk about with regard to these Seahawks, and there's plenty of stuff that I want to get into with this team right now. But after talking a little bit about the defense earlier today, I want to switch over to the offense a little bit, and I want to talk about one particular player, and I want to ask a simple question. And this simple question doesn't have a very simple answer, but the fact that we're able to ask this question is at all is relatively amazing. So let's just go ahead and have it. Let's just go ahead and have at it here. Is Jaxon Smith-Njigba just the best receiver in football all of a sudden? Is that where we are now? Serious question. Is he just the best? Back in 60 seconds, and then we'll talk about it. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you guys about Sleeper. I'll tell you a little secret as well. It's more than just a platform for fantasy leagues. This year, millions of users have enjoyed playing fantasy sports on Sleeper, but there's so much more to it. You have live stats, real-time updates of all stats. You have a news feed with lightning-fast updates on players and teams, and a real-time chat where you can engage with other users about plays, performances, games, all kinds of stuff during the sports season. So download Sleeper, experience it for yourself, and don't forget to use my promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit, and pair that with their new promo that will give you a free $20 entry, no deposit needed. So you can use both of those promos. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and going. So check out Sleeper today and use those promos. All right, welcome back. So after yesterday, as most people probably know by now, JSN is now the number one receiver in the NFL in terms of receiving yards. Now, Puka got hurt and missed a lot of his game against the Ravens, which is the main reason why that was allowed to happen. But you can actually look at it and say, hey, JSN has an 80-yard lead. There's no guarantee Puka would have been able to top that if he had stayed in the game. So it's not like it was cheap. It's not like it was handed to him. No, JSN had to earn it, and JSN might still be up there even if not for the fact that, not for Puka getting hurt. So on the most basic of levels, JSN is currently at the very top, but it goes deeper than just, oh, he's got a lot of yards. I think we all know that that is not the end-all be-all of who the best receivers are. I mean, we got to keep in mind here that JSN currently, by a pretty wide margin, leads the league in receiving yards, and he's doing this with the sixth most receptions, so he's sixth in the league in catches, and he is fifth in the league in targets. So he's getting high volume, but it's not a crazy excessive amount of volume. And despite the volume, he is still in the top 10 in average yards per catch. And a lot of the guys who are in the top 10 of average yards per catch are guys with much lower reception counts. We're talking about guys, some of these guys here don't even have 10 catches. Quite a few of them don't even have 20. JSN's volume, given his ultra high efficiency, really stands out. And if you don't want to believe the raw box score statistics on that, look at what Stat Account posted earlier today. Not only is JSN leading the league in yards per route run at 4.43, he is leading by over a yard per route. That's right, he has a full 1.01 yard on Puka Nacua. And then you've got almost a whole nother yard to number 3, Stephon Diggs. So JSN is coming close to lapping the field when it comes to his efficiency and effectiveness in terms of efficiently catching passes per route run. Remember, the Seahawks are not one of the league leaders in passing attempts. They are a relatively low volume passing attack overall, and JSN is doing it in every way imaginable right now. He's doing it against man, he's doing it against zone, he's doing it against press, he's doing it against off coverage. Everything is coming together beautifully for JSN right now in every way that it can for a receiver. Now, this is not particularly sustainable, but at the same time, we are 6 games into the season. It's not like JSN is likely to experience some massive drop-off to where players catch him. His lead is so big, he could have off weeks and still maintain his number 1 spot here. So the volume is there, the efficiency is there. We've talked plenty about how he is playing as an outside receiver for a pretty big majority of his snaps, unlike last year. And look at what he's doing in terms of areas of the field he's having a big effect on. Like, we've talked about this plenty, but he is the most deadly downfield threat in the NFL right now, with a PFF grade of 99.9 on targets more than 20 yards down the field. 9 catches on 12 targets. Who in the NFL is coming even close to that? 99.9. You cannot do better than that. PFF does not give out hundreds, I don't think. You cannot top that. No drops, 9 catches. He is doing incredible work on that stuff. Medium parts of the field, 96. And of course, as you get closer to the line of scrimmage, the rating comes down a little bit because, of course, you're going to be a little bit less efficient. He hasn't been great on balls behind the line of scrimmage, but that has a lot less to do with JSN than it does just the way this team currently is set up, unfortunately. And if you break it down further than that, you guys know how much I like this chart from PFF. I usually look at it for quarterbacks, but look at this from the receiver's perspective. Every quadrant of the field that is at least 10 yards down the field, he is doing exemplary stuff. He is attacking every level of the field, every quadrant of the field, with the possible exception, I guess, of the short right, where he's been targeted 1 time this season. He has 1 target to the short right. Other than that, he is ultra efficient and graded very highly and doing everything you could want in every single square. Again, the stuff behind the line of scrimmage, that's a little bit of a work in progress, but he's still 6 for 6. He just hasn't made a big play yet. He does have the 1 fumble. That's the one kind of black mark on his season so far. And what else can you really say? What else can you really say? There is nothing you can really take away from JSN and feel like you neutralized him right now. He is just locking down and playing like an elite receiver in every single part of the field. So again, I'm going to ask, not only is JSN the best receiver on this team, not only is he turning into a top 5 receiver, is he just number 1 at this point? Remember, I'll say it again, he is playing outside for a majority of his snaps right now. Now, I know that he's not playing the outside receiver role in the same way that a Justin Jefferson does, or a Jamar Chase does, or a DK Metcalf does. Those guys, they're a different kind of outside receiver than a JSN. JSN's kind of found a way to kind of toe the line to allow his abilities to shine better. But at a certain point, we have to ask ourselves, how much does it matter? Like, if you go back to this efficiency chart, since I just said his name, DK Metcalf is 6th in yards per route leader, so he's still among the league leaders, very efficient. But JSN has nearly 2 yards on him. So at a certain point, doesn't the incredible efficiency override the slight increase in value there? I just said Justin Jefferson. Now, Justin Jefferson has quarterback issues this year, but he's at 2.57. JSN's, again, almost 2 full yards ahead of Justin Jefferson. At a certain point, the value is just more. The value is just better. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, is he just the best? It's not like he's got Tom Brady throwing him the football. He doesn't have prime Aaron Rodgers. Doesn't have Josh Allen. He's got a good quarterback. Like, Sam Darnold's playing really good right now. But Sam Darnold is not one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. This is not some situation where he's being fed the ball by an alien. No, he is just out there playing with a good quarterback. A guy who I think most people are now starting to acknowledge looks like he's one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the league, but I don't think people think that Sam Darnold is now better than the Josh Allens and the Lamar Jacksons and the Patrick Mahomes of the world. Maybe he's playing better than them right now, at least some of them. But a big reason why he is playing better might be because he's got the best receiver in football. So I don't know how we got here. This is otherworldly. This is well beyond what anybody could have reasonably expected coming out of college. Even after last year when he broke out, this is beyond my comprehension, and I think beyond the comprehension of pretty much anybody that scouted players in college. I know some people love JSN. I still don't think people would have said, hey, he's going to be better than Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb and those guys at some point, at actually a relatively early point in his career. We're talking about a guy who's not even 24 yet. But here we are. So let me know what you guys think. Is this just the number one dude right now? Is he the best receiver in the league? Is he the best receiver this team has had since Steve Largent? Sure seems like it's in play. All right, I'm going to get out of here. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Let me know what you think.